Hello, ni hao, ni hao. I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions on how to create a personal account on Bilibili.com. First, I'm going to open up my screen here and I'm going to give you a couple of disclaimers. There are two Bilibilis, okay? There's Bilibili.com and there's Bilibili.tv. The Chinese one, the main one used for mainland China that everybody's using and you could share your great Chinese content on and check lots of great Chinese content, is Bilibili.com, okay? The other one is Bilibili.tv, which is a foreign one, and it's not what we want to use here. So I click Bilibili.com. It takes me to this site. The other disclaimer is that we're going to set up a personal account here, which is different than a business account. A personal account can still be useful for posting content, but it doesn't give you all of the options that you might have with a business account, such as being able to advertise, okay? Basically, if you are a business, you should be using a business account. If you're just an individual, even if you're an influencer, just use the individual personal account. Now we're going to get started. Okay. I did not translate this website into English via my browser now because when I did that, I wasn't able to get through some steps of the sign up process. But I do have this tool, Zhongwen Chinese pop-up dictionary on, and that will show some English pop-ups of the characters that I'm using. So that explains what that is. I want to go to the blue button here, which says Donglu, log in, and then scroll down and click this to register. Once I get here, I actually don't want this tab, which is password login, but I want this SMS login. So I click that. The next step on this page is to click the country code. I'll use +1, and I then will enter my phone number. I'll click this blue text to get an SMS code. This page here is asking me to click these characters in order. Hopefully you can read these. I know they might be a bit weird or hard for you to get, but here it goes, okay? So 1, 2, just like that. There might be 4 characters on yours. Then I'll click accept, and it should send me an SMS code right away. It didn't send me a code, so I'm going to click it again to send the code again. Okay, I got a code this time. Okay, entering a new code in here, and I hope that this works. I think I have registered. Let's see. Yes, I have registered, and it automatically gives me a weird name, and there's nothing in my profile or anything yet. Okay, so you might want to adjust your profile here. Enter in a little bit of basic information, set a password, etc. And I have set my browser into English now. As I said earlier, I couldn't do that before because it would get in the way of the SMS part. But maybe this English will make it a bit easier for you to read from here on out. This is the default profile picture up here, and if I hover over that, I can get to the options. I'm going to go to the Personal Center. We'll just wait a minute for it to translate it into English. Okay, the page has auto-translated into English, and it looks a bit weird to me because the English is all not very normal. Here's an option to modify information by the top right, and I can choose a great nickname here. One I like to use sometimes for my test accounts is something like Tate Tester. I'll add some numbers there, Tate Tester 118, and a signature, just a test account. Sure, I'll enter my gender. That's enough information. Then you could also add in here an avatar for your profile picture. Another important thing that you might want to do is to check out the security information to change your password. Account security here. And here is to Shujamima, set your password. So this is the password right up top. And I'll go in here and set a password, okay? To do this, I need to get another SMS code to my phone. And I click the next button. Now it's asking for a password. So I'll enter a super secret password here. Click next. So now I have a password for my account. I like to have a password rather than having to accept an SMS all the time, especially since the SMS often doesn't work for me here. And I'll click the blue button to sign in again. So I'm going to have to log in through my phone again with the SMS code and keep going through this to get everything set up. All right, so I have logged in again. By this stage, I have entered in here my phone number and I have a password. I might want to have an email in here too, in case I need another way of logging in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And yes, it wants me to get the SMS code again. 558790. Okay, I got the password to my email. 558. I got the code to my email, and I'll click next. Okay, now by this stage, I have my email, I have my phone number, and I have my passwords all set. Okay, I cannot change my username yet. So when I want to log in with my username, I'm not going to use this nickname up here. I'm going to use this username here. And I just want to test that one more time to make sure that everything works. So I've logged out, and now I will enter this username, and I will tell my password. And click log in. Okay, even logging in that way, it still wants me to check the SMS code. So I guess that's just what I'm going to have to do. So what can and can't I do on Bilibili right now? I can't do everything. Let's take a little look here. I'll click this video.
大家好，我是查明君。今天我
And I'm just going to pause it. Now I can follow this user, and I can watch this video. Okay.
初高中
That's all working. But what if I go to add a comment? So I'm just going to say here, hello in Chinese pinyin and press publish. But no, it doesn't work yet because this account hasn't yet gone through Bilibili's test process to show that I'm a civil enough person to be able to comment online. Now, I'm already a user of Bilibili, but if I want to become a real user, okay, then I have to go through a test. This is a kind of weird thing about Bilibili. To get there, go to your icon, go to this individual area. It's in my area. Just getting rid of some tabs there. To become a real user, I have to either go through this test or enter in some kind of special invitation code, which I don't have and you probably don't have. So I'll click this pink button here to go through the test. And this part is going to be hard for you if you don't read Chinese. Let's see if the English language translation on my browser works for this page. Okay, so they even have the page set up in such a way that the question itself can't be translated by the browser extension or from the Chinese language extension that I have here. I guess it's just going to be impossible for English readers to do. If you can have somebody that can read Chinese help you go through this, then you become a real user. You can interact with other users on the website by posting comments. The questions are about Bilibili culture. Like this one's asking what the people that create content are called. Are they called a boju, which is like bloggers, or are they called upju? And the answer is upju. Some of the other questions that are in here are going to be more about politeness because they want people to commit to being civil and nice to others while on the site. Anyways, you don't need to do this. You're already able to access all of the videos without going through this test. And note that you are able to publish videos even if you haven't gone through the test. I just clicked on this pink button up here to publish one and publish this very short one.
Hello, this is the test video.
If you're setting up multiple accounts or accounts for advertising and you need help with that, that's something that my marketing agency can also do for you. So I hope that you're also able to follow these steps and set up an account on Bilibili. I don't know if it's going to work for everybody. Even for me, I got a lot of errors when I was going through the SMS codes, but hopefully it will work and you can check out the Chinese content or even publish videos of your own.